The incoming administration has a lot of fires to put out. And I don't just mean the brush fires and what's going on in California. I mean in our society. There's been so many things that have been happening over the past 4 years that nobody's been able to do anything about, that we're going to now have to address them all once Trump is back in office. I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen a video that affected me like this in a long time. And I'll even play the last video that affected me like this. I have a thing where I want to protect seniors. I want to protect those who cannot protect themselves. So I have a thing about people who are trying to bully senior citizens or bully handicapped people. Something about it disturbs me. That's why this video right here is just it just shook me to my core. This was posted by a page who I respect a lot, Gays Against Groomers. This is a woman, a nonverbal, mentally disabled woman, and some animal, some butcher who calls himself a surgeon literally gave this woman a double mastectomy, and we have no idea why. Why was this allowed to occur? Who is dyeing this person's hair? This is a woman in a chair with enough issues. Why is this person being exploited and abused? And why is nobody doing anything about it? I don't think I'm doing enough. You know, I sit here at my home and I live my personal life every day, and I see so many different things that are going on, and I notice that everybody just is afraid to talk. I'm not a professional at this, obviously, as I'm sure you guys can all tell. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just doing it, and I mean, I want to raise awareness and just talk to people about this. I have these conversations in person, but I can talk to more people online. Why is this allowed to happen? Who did this to this woman and why? What animal is out there running around doing surgeries on optional surgeries that have nothing to do with their health? Who's running around doing surgeries on defenseless women who are nonverbal, who can literally not consent to anything on their own? This is just unbelievable. And look, this is what Gays Against Groomers wrote in the comments. I haven't read the comment, so this is me reading it, and this is how you know you and certain people are on the same page. This is what they said. How could anyone allow a disabled woman who cannot voice her consent to undergo a double mastectomy? If we assume this wasn't about treating cancer, then this was adults deciding her behavior indicated gender dysphoria. Let me ask you a question. Do you think this type of surgery is free? Do you think they're doing this because they really want to help these people's gender affirmation? No, let's look it up. Average cost for a double mastectomy. $15,000 to $55,000 per procedure. The average breast augmentation to add breasts is only $8,000. Look how much they're charging to affirm your mental illness, to remove something, not even to add, to take away. This is a hustle. This isn't about, and what they're doing is they're preying on a mentally ill person or a mentally handicapped person The way they're preying, the way they preyed on this person is the same way they prey on people who are being diagnosed with autism. People who they say, oh yeah, you're not, it's not that you're autistic, you're just gay. It's not that you're socially awkward or you're shy, you're trans. And they do all this manipulation on kids to make them feel like they belong to a group, and they clap for boys that put on dresses and girls that throw a football, and they do all these weird things to manipulate your child into turning against you and to mutilating themselves. If this was a young boy who they had do another surgery to themselves and playing this affirmation game, by the time the boy grows up and he realizes what he did to himself and that he will likely never have children and never have a wife and never be a regular man, because, you know, humans lived a certain type of way since the beginning of recorded history. This is the first generation that we're trying to reinvent the wheel. These boys, these people who do this to themselves, you know, they self-delete on average before their 34th birthday. I have an example. Twitch from the Ellen Show. He almost made it to 34. He's exactly at the right age where they all wake up. The memories of what they did when they were younger in the past, it haunts them so much that they just want to self-delete, hit the hard reset, and try again in another life. That's how they look at it. All this plays into Agenda 2030, which is depopulation. I tell everybody, the LGT, that agenda for your child it's literally connected to, it's a pipeline for the depopulation agenda. If they can convince your kid to do those things and that they are now a part of that group and that they're gay, those kids will self-delete. Those kids will not want to be here at past a certain age. And you see a lot of it happen with people who have suffered abuse. A lot of people, and look at this, if this right here is an abuse, then what is? I mean, as a man, if we cannot protect mentally ill people from butchers and, you know, and troubled children with mental illness, if we can't protect them from pedos and abusers, then are we men? What are we? What are we doing? If we cannot protect the women and children in our society, then what are we here for? What is our job? Somebody has to say no. Somebody has to stop this. And we can't just depend on the police to swoop in like superheroes and arrest everybody every time. This means society has failed. This means that society has broken down to the point where a butcher has no problem with openly mutilating a handicapped person, and they have no fear of any repercussions. This means we failed as a society. I know I put that our society is falling. I think our society's already failed. I mean, if this is what we're doing, then what's left? Better yet, what's next? Listen, if you feel the way I feel, if this disturbed you and this was troubling and you want to fight against this, follow my page, follow my content. This reminds me of this other video that went viral on my page. And you know what? Let's just go ahead. This is another troubling video. And this person has parents, regardless of this chair. Somebody must have loved this person. They made it to this many years of life in this condition, but to allow a butcher to come in at this late and do this, I mean, you protected this child all these years. You know how hard it is to raise a child with a physical disability, and to give up in the 9th inning and let a butcher get close to your child? How? But you know what? That seems like this would be the future of a child like this as well. There's another video that actually is disturbing that I can't believe is actually reality, but it is. And you know what? The parents are also involved. The parents are the sick.
Do you think most trans kids determine that they're trans?
Miley told us
when she was 1.5.
The kid's name, I believe, is Vincent. It was not Violet. The mother has been grooming the child. For one thing, there's no such thing as a fucking 1.5-year-old child that's telling you that they believe that they're a different gender. You don't even know that you're alive at 1.5 years, let alone that you don't even know anything about gender or how life works. You don't know the difference between boys and girls. You don't know up from down. You're 1.5 years old. So what this means is that these parents, because they live in the state of Arizona, which is, I've seen the rest of the video. I know where they're from. In their state, they're allowed to mentally and physically abuse their child. And there is no one coming to their door to take the child away, to put them in the custody of the state. But why not? How is this any worse than a parent smoking crack, or a parent letting or prostituting their child to a neighbor? How is this any worse?
She couldn't speak. So
telling you what? What the fuck did your son tell you to make you want to basically dress him up as a girl and try to pretend that he's a female? And the father is so fucking weak and feckless. He's such a coward. He just stands there because you know why? If he says anything that goes against the mom, he'll never see the child again. He'll be paying alimony and child support, and he'll never see his child for the rest of their lives. They'll all turn. For one thing, he's a male and he's a white male. One false move, he loses everything. Unbelievable. But look, and what can we do about this? Now, this video garnered a lot of views. This is a 4-day-old video, hundreds of likes. Let's see the analytics. 78,000 views on my page. A lot of these people didn't follow my page, but I hope they do come back and follow. But yeah, 75,000 on Facebook. These are the engagements. So apparently this is a topic people care about, but what can we do? We can do we can do what we can to protect our children in our own house, but what about our neighbors' kids? What about others? Are we a society or are we not?
What age do you think most trans kids determine that they're trans? Violet told us when she was 1.5. She's been telling us since she could speak. So she knew since birth. What age do you?
I just don't buy that. I don't believe it. It's not possible. Where are we? If we were looking at a map of society,
what would you rate me?
Where are we? I mean, we can't even protect children anymore.
What would you rate me of the time?
We can't even protect kids. I don't even know. Wow. Anyways, if you share my opinions, or if you like what my opinions, or we're on the same page when it comes to this stuff, I ask you to follow my Instagram. I've been gotten a lot of new followers on the Safe and Effective podcast. That's where we post a lot of the stories before we do shows and talk about them. We post a lot of stuff here on the Safe and Effective podcast. We just did a special video that's only on X and Rumble exclusively about a topic that we cannot mention here on YouTube. You might want to watch the video. It's about 40 minutes long, but it might save your life if you watch it and pay close attention. So please follow us, Safe and Effective Podcast. We got new followers on YouTube. And then that way you can stay up to date with everything that we have going on. I appreciate your time. And remember, fuck Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum, and the World Health Organization. Thank you.